Hi everybody, my name's Mark Allen, a careers consultant at the Careers Service. I'm very glad to welcome Claire Fox, the head of a student counselling and mental health advice service here today. And the reason for this is traditionally from our perspective, this time of year can be challenging for some students as they look for work experience, internships and graduate positions whilst studying pretty intense courses at Imperial. And this is of course a very unusual time. What with students working remotely a lot, which must be challenging, and we've had students voice their I guess problems and concerns to us in our one-to-ones, and so more of a challenging time than ever. And we thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk to Claire Fox, to get Claire's perspective and maybe some good ideas and practices students can employ to help them through this challenging period. So welcome, Claire. Thank you very much for being here. And it would be great if you can briefly introduce yourself and the Student Counselling and Mental Health Advice Service.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, welcome everybody, and good that you're tuning into this. So my name's Claire. I'm a counsellor by training, and I head up the Student Counselling and the Mental Health Advice Service at Imperial College. So this is a team of student counsellors. We have student mental health advisors and mentors that specialise in mental health. It is a large service that's available to all students at Imperial, both undergrad and postgraduate students. It's confidential, which I think is really important. So it sits as a centralised service, which is really key, really. So students tell us they feel very, very much comfortable coming confidentially to the service to gain support. And it's good that we've got a team that specialise in student mental health. So we're aware of all the issues that brings, especially during this time that we're in at the moment.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Claire. And as you say, you provide support for students for all kinds of issues that may be affecting their well-being. Since the pandemic, are there any particular patterns or trends you maybe perhaps unusually are helping students with at the moment? And secondly, are you finding any students' well-being affected by any career-related issues, as I mentioned earlier?
Yeah, some good questions there. There's two parts, isn't there, to that? So what we've noticed. No, that's good. I'll try and remember both parts of that. So what we're noticing as a general is, in response to the pandemic, I think for all of us, whether you're a student or you're not a student, it's bringing that it's turned our routine or our structure upside down, and changed. And that is challenging for all of us. So we would expect, and it's normal to kind of expect within all of us, some more, greater health anxiety at the moment with the pandemic. That's normal. We expect that, and we're seeing that. So that's not a surprise. And if you're feeling that as a human being, think, okay, well, that's a normal reaction to where we are at this moment in time. There's a loss of connection, with others, and a frustration. And for some students in particular, a kind of a real frustration and an anger about not being able to see the people that they love or want to see or socialize. So the loss of human connection, and that can bring about a little bit of low mood, is we're seeing as well, just slightly, not hugely, but slightly increased at the moment. And I think people's coping strategies are being challenged. Their resilience is, for all of us, has been greatly challenged at the moment. What we're noticing with students that are graduated last year during the height of the pandemic and now that are graduating or looking for internships, of course it's more challenging at the moment in the world. And, the students that we're working with, we're saying you've got to realign and manage your own expectations of yourself and what is realistic at this time, which I know sounds basic, but it's so important for us to do that because, Imperial students are perfectionists largely. They're hard workers. Mm-hmm. They have huge expectations of themselves. So a realignment of those personal expectations is really important. Otherwise, you end up beating yourself up for not achieving what you think you should be. And at the moment, the shoulds have really got to be pushed to the kind of to the side, and you need to be kind to yourself. And so we're noticing a lot of kind of realignment of expectations. a lot of crisis of confidence that you know, during this challenging time with trying to get a job or struggling to get an internship. So, you know, there's a lot of kind of crisis of confidence, some anxiety and some low mood around that at the moment. But all of this stuff, if you're a student and you're listening to this, this is kind of normal to be feeling and thinking this way. And I think if you are, that's great to have that self-awareness. Then go get some support, you know, come talk to us about it and we can help you navigate this challenging time. You know, start the conversation. I think that's really, really important.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Claire. I'm sure there'll be some resonance with a lot of students hearing what you've had to say there. And there's definitely something about, from our perspective, this time you say students are perfectionists and the shoulds, I should have this by now. And this is very unique from our perspective this time. But what from the intelligence that we have, the predictions are with regard to opportunities and internships and graduate positions, that there's a lot of pent up recruitment waiting to happen. And as the vaccinations take hold and restrictions are lifted, we're expecting more and more advertisements, more and more employers trying to reach out and get student interns and get graduates. So there is an element of playing the waiting game, but I guess that lack of uncertainty must be very, or that uncertainty must be very challenging for the students, as you say. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a really important part there to kind of focus on, though, is dealing with uncertainty. Because with all of us as human beings, dealing with uncertainty brings up a lot of kind of fear. And that's the crisis of confidence. But I think it's just holding the hope. You know, that sounds really hopeful, what you just said there about employers. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we're going to see some change and, you know, jobs will start coming through, especially from the smaller companies that are more agile. You've said that to me before. So I think it's holding the hope, you know, during all of this challenging time, is holding the hope for yourself that things will get better and things will improve, because of course they will.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Claire. The next question I have for you kind of builds on this, really. Have you any recommendations as to what students could be doing alongside their studies and careers work, I guess, definitely, from my perspective, to take care of themselves during this time?
Yeah, I mean, these are quite basic things, but what I'm noticing with all the work that we're doing with students is it's the basic things that sometimes get forgotten, but it's the basic things that actually make the most impact. So with the whole pandemic, with students, with all of us, it's that loss of routine. And unfortunately, as spontaneous as we'd like to think that we are as human beings, we crave routine and structure, because routine and structure equal safety. So we feel safe and secure when we have a routine and a structure. So what I think is really, really important, and I've been saying, you know, daily to the students that I'm working with, is okay, so some of your structure and routine has been pulled beneath, you know, it's been pulled from you, and it's been changed. At the moment, everything's online, and, you know, we're in lockdown restrictions. So how can you create a healthy new routine for yourself that involves basically every day you getting outside, which again sounds basic, doesn't it? But it's very easy to go 2 or 3 days with not leaving your house, your flat, your room. And that's what I'm noticing with a lot of students. And that equals feeling either sometimes overthinking, heightening your anxiety, and also heightening that isolation. So every day getting out during daylight and going for a walk. Even if there isn't a purpose to go for a walk, just walk around the block, get out in daylight and try and exercise or walk. And I know that, you know, Imperial Sport are doing a lot around moving more and the healthy body and healthy minds. There's a lot going on, a lot of stuff that is being innovated at the moment for students. So getting out, depending on the lockdown restrictions, I mean, we're easing out of this at the moment. So hopefully come the summer, we'll be in a different kind of space. But, you know, connection with other people, even if it's online connection, try and meet up online with friends, with family, with people. And if you've got none of that, then, you know, us as a service have created, it's called Online Connect. and you can come along to that, and that is run weekly. And it's facilitated by one of our counsellors, one of our mentors. And it's just a space where you can ask questions about kind of mental health, around kind of sleep, around stress management. It's an informal but a confidential group. It's not group therapy. It's just students meeting up with each other. And so come along and connect with other students, because a loss of connection at the moment is quite a big thing that's leading to a lot of low mood. So I think routine, eating well, sleeping well, a little bit of exercise, whatever your level is, but just get out and really try and make sure you keep that as part of a daily kind of routine. And I think those things, if you can cover those bases, that will really help you.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Claire. That's really helpful. And I guess the last question I have, really, which sort of builds on what you've talked about a little bit already, are what other sources of support the students can access through your service or through, I guess, your website, as we have talked previously about, to help them on top of this, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of support out there, and I think first of all, what I'd be saying to students is notice what's coming up for you. Are you feeling more anxious, more stressed, more low mood, more isolated? Are you overthinking stuff at the moment? What are you struggling with? So notice what you're struggling with. Then come to the Student Counselling and Mental Health website, and on there we run a whole host of workshops around sleep, which is, all of our workshops are kind of really well attended, and it just shows that these are themes that students are grappling with. So sleep, stress management, procrastination, mindfulness. There's a lot on there. And we also do the online connect. We have our one-to-one counselling sessions, which are all at the moment online, and we will be coming back onto campus early summer, so you can access us in person as well. And that's self-referral. Students can confidentially just self-refer in and come and make an appointment, and there's a 4-day wait time to see a counsellor, so it's really quick. We also have the mental health advice team and the mentors mental health, so that's a staff referral. So if you feel like you're really struggling with your mental health and it's really getting in the way of your studies, talk with an academic or a support member of staff, and they can do a referral into the mental health team, and you can gain some really great support there from those members of staff. I think you were going to navigate, weren't you? Do you want to navigate to our web pages, Mark? Yeah. And then we can look around with the students and just show them.
Just share this. Fingers crossed it doesn't take too long to actually share it with my slightly average internet connection. But here's your page, isn't it? This is your home page.
This is the landing page. So today is University Mental Health Day, and we've got a great video with some resources on there, which we're and basically any kind of issue that you're facing to do with your kind of mental health, on our web pages there's a whole host of resources, so just come and have a look. You'll see that we've developed something called the Kind Mind series, so you can access that at your own convenience. Here we go, you can see that there, and down on the left hand side there you can see all the topics that we've actually recorded on. So coping with the actual kind of pandemic, mindfulness, building and developing resilience, sleeping, connection with others, settling into university for some of the undergraduate students, coping with stress and anxiety, and cultivating a sense of kind of hope and gratitude, which is the last one we've just done. So you can come on, have a look at that, and it's an interview with one of our team, and then we signpost podcasts, books, apps, and anything which we feel is really relevant to that topic. We've also got, which is brand new, which you won't be out, I think I'll just say really, because it's probably easier. We've got something called the Let's Talk About series, and the Let's Talk About is live webinars which will be happening during the year. So we've already done one on stress and anxiety, and they will be posted and signposted up, and students can attend a live webinar and ask anonymously, or if they want to kind of, you know, name themselves, ask questions of the facilitator, and that's our team that are facilitating those live webinars. So and we've also got Silver Cloud, which you can see on there. That's it there, Mark. Yeah. Which is basically a cognitive behavioral therapy kind of package. Students can access it, undergrads, postgraduate students can access it, at their leisure. And on there is a whole host of modules you can work through at your own speed around all the different kind of student presenting issues like stress, depression, body image, you know, issues with alcohol, eating issues, etc. On there for you, which is fantastic. So yeah, I think, and it's how to connect with us, how to contact us there.
That's great.
All workshops. Yeah, there's a whole host of.
Oh yeah, we've got the upcoming workshops that you mentioned earlier.
All the workshops there, the online Connect, which you can just see below.
Down here.
Yeah, online Connect, what it is, and you've got some pictures and some little bios of the biographies of the facilitators. So there's a lot of support there. There's also support within your academic departments, your faculties. So
sounds very, very comprehensive. Actually, I've learned absolutely loads about what support there is out there.
I think the important thing is just start the conversation. You know, talk about, gain support. You know, talk about it. You know, mental health now is spoken about more. It's, you know, no longer is it a taboo. You know, there is a support there for you, so there's no need to struggle with it.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much, Claire. That's awesome, really. We're going to bring this this podcast to a close now, but just to say again, thank you very much. I very much appreciate your time talking to me today. And I think some students will have got a lot of great kind of tips and thoughts about how to improve their general well-being with the structuring of their day, with the exercise, that kind of thing, and that's really hopefully publicized the other support that's available for them. So thank you very much. That's great. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you, Mark.